Hello YouTubers, and welcome to another video. You may hear that I sound a bit hoarse, but I have a bit of a cold. But it's okay because I have a couple of extra days to get back in good old form again. So I've mainly been resting my voice, but I thought, why not also make a little video here? Which isn't good if I really should rest my voice, but never mind. I thought I would make some comments about some records that I purchased lately, and also about Record Store Day that was a week ago. Record Store Day, I've always been a fan of that arrangement, but I have to say that this year I thought that I didn't really, when I first saw the list about the different issues, I didn't really get that many wow must have feelings when I read the list. But even so, earlier this week I went to the city. I wasn't at the Record Store Day event on the Saturday. For many different reasons, but one reason is that there's so many mad record collectors there that you hardly find your way to the actual records there. So I thought I'd wait a bit, and I bought a couple of records then last week, or earlier this week rather, after the actual Record Store Day. But it wasn't that many records that really appealed to me. Some reissues that were interesting, but that, well, I already had the originals, but and also the prices, quite high prices there. But I'm going to show you some records now anyway. The last two Record Store Days there's been new issues from the Doctor Who series, and this year there were two new issues on two double albums. First here, Doctor Who, The Tomb of the Cybermen. These are episodes from the BBC One from 1967. A very nice issue, and with it's a lovely sleeve, and also lovely grey marble vinyl. And I haven't listened to these yet, but there are like 4 episodes, one on each side. I will listen later. But lovely issues, I have to say that. Really, they feel luxurious, and really for the Doctor Who fans of, I am one of them, not a die-hard fan, but still a fan. And then the other one is City of Death, and it's the Doctor Who from 1979. No, sorry, 79, with Tom Baker as the Doctor himself, which is my favorite Doctor Who, like many others. And this is a lovely, what do you call that? Teal colored vinyl. And it's the same here. It's like 4 episodes of the TV series, with linking narration that has been added later, and in 1 episode on each side. So this is also a double album. Yeah. And then I bought a compilation album with the Swedish rock group Lee Riders Group, with the singer and songwriter Håke Franzén, who would later be one of the first Swedish artists who made rock and roll in Swedish, and also with the 2 members, Tommy Borgud and Bosse Häggström, who would later form Made in Sweden together with Jojje Wadenius. These are the 10 tracks from their 5 singles recorded in the 60s, and they were very varied. I mean, we have normal pop rock, blues, country, and the psychedelic classic De kallar oss mods, the final track also. Very competent. In the 80s, these were reissued on vinyl as well, together with a radio recording that was issued by the label Garageland. It would be had been nice to see a reissue of that issue now, because it's not that easy to get hold of. Yeah, well, this is a nice Record Store Day issue, though. Yeah, and okay, over to this next record. I'm not sure whether it is a Record Store Day issue, but it's with a Swedish progressive metal band Abramis Brama, which is it's a fish, the Latin name for fish, and I don't know the English name for that fish. I should have checked that before. This has been issued, of course, both on CD and vinyl, and and this is on some sort of, I don't know if you can see, orange black, well, semi see-through vinyl. It maybe this colored vinyl version is some sort of Record Store Day issue, because the record was standing among the other Record Store Day issues. So I think this colored vinyl is a limited edition, 300 copies, but then I guess it's available on normal black vinyl as well. Anyway, great metal, like we got a bit of Black Sabbath influences, and we have the Swedish rock group November influences, lyrics in Swedish, and altogether very tightly played, and well, they've been around for around 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. Well, they've been around for many years anyway, and they made several albums in the past, but this is the first that I've bought and heard, and they are well worth checking out further, so to speak. The next record has been issued as a Record Store Day issue, but then it's an issue in white vinyl. It's a reissue. This is a reissue in red vinyl, and it's of one of my favorite albums. So I already had the original, but I thought, well, why not? It's the first album of Mikael Ramel, Till Day, from 1972. And one reason why this has been reissued now, and this is a red vinyl issue, reissued. One reason is the fact that Mikael Ramel has started touring with the songs of this album this year, and that's quite interesting. 46 years after the record was issued, he's out on a tour playing the songs from it. It's a fun idea, I think, and it's a great album, so I can't say that I complain. Then we have two. These aren't Record Store Day issues, but well worth showing. It's from the Swedish label Mellotronen. It's film music by the Swedish composer and Swedish jazz composer Lasse Fernlöf. These are issued by the label Mellotronen, run by the great Stefan Dimle. This is film music from the film Kameleonterna, and got a full album with lots of nice film music from the film Kameleonterna, The Chameleons, from 1969, and a great booklet here with information, with lots of pictures as well. And then at the same time, another album was issued with film music by Lasse Fernlöf from the movies Att angöra en brygga, which is one of my favorite 60s movies, a Swedish comedy, and from the movies Troll, Komedi i Hägerskog, and Röd månad. also issued by Mellotronen. Two lovely issues of great film music. Okay, over to a couple of reissues of 60s American classics. The Shirelles, Tonight's the Night. This is a reissue on the Cornbread Records label. I don't know that much about it, but it has it's a great album, as you know, and the original is a bit tricky to get hold of, but this was half price, so I thought, well, I got a good deal on this reissue, and it sounds great. Great songs. Among others, of course, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, their most famous songs. And then we have this, Marvin Gaye, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. It's also a reissue. The original on Tamla Motown was issued in 1965. And yeah, I don't really have to tell you how great Marvin Gaye was. I'm sure you're well aware of that. This has the original Tamla label. That's a nice little feature there. These small details that I find lovely when you find the reproduction of the original label, not just the reproduction of the original sleeve and back sleeve and so on. Okay, over to a record that I bought I think 2 months ago, but I haven't really listened to it until lately. It's Lonesome and Blue, the original versions. Another record that I got for a good deal. And when I bought it, I didn't really think about the fact that it is the original versions of the songs from the Rolling Stones album Blue and Lovely. I haven't heard that record. I've seen it, but I haven't heard it. I haven't bought it. But of course, when I saw the song list here, I thought, well, this is a really good compilation. We got Little Walter, Just Your Fool, Memphis Slim, Blue and Lonesome, Magic Sam, All Your Love, and many other songs, with some bonus tracks of some really old classics like Muddy Waters, I Just Want to Make Love to You, Dale Hawkins, Susie Q, and so on. And also in a lovely Smurf blue vinyl. But I didn't think about the fact that it was referring to the Rolling Stones album until I got home. Maybe I should try to get hold of that now to do comparisons, although I'm afraid the originals would always win, because that's how it is. Okay, I went to Solna for maybe, well, just over a month ago, and I got some nice records there, and this is one of them. Jesse Ed Davis, Keep Me Coming, from 1973 on Epic. Great guitar playing and singing, but it's more focused on the guitar playing actually. I didn't know anything about him, so I read up about him and, well, found out that, as often is the case with these forgotten artists, that their lives ended early, much too early, and their careers ended much too early as well. Very talented, but chose to live a life that wasn't very healthy, which is often the case. Yeah, that was a bit of a... I didn't know anything about it, but I thought it looked interesting, and it was a good album. Okay, this next album I've been looking for a while. It's the Swedish rock group NQB. They made 2 albums in 1972 and 73, and I've got their first one before, and this is the second one. And here they have, it's the same members on the first album, but also added the singer Py Bäckman, who would later become a popular and successful solo artist, and also songwriter both in the 80s and 90s. And it's a very competent, very good group good rock group that could play both pop songs and really heavy rock numbers. I wouldn't call them the Swedish The Runaways, because they were well many years before the Runaways, but more. You shouldn't really do these bad comparisons, but a really good girl group playing really great, and should have been around for a bit longer, but only 2 albums, but they are both very good and well worth looking after. On the fairly small Swedish label Hendrix Music, that mainly issued lighter Swedish pop music with the Swedish vocals for the Swedish top list, Svensktoppen, and some accordion music and stuff like that. But this is great rock and roll. Okay, the last album that I'm going to show is the latest album by the country rock or rock country group Black Bear Smoke. Altogether a very varied and rocking album with more focus on the rock than on the country. Well worth having, but I mean, these guys have been around for a long time, and most of us know about their skills. What was interesting with this issue is that it had a card like this, and it's signed, and I've been checking it closer. It's not printed autographs, it's really autographed with a black marker pen, and I'm not sure if all the vinyl albums had that. This was of course in shrink when I bought it, but I haven't checked it out. I'm sure there's some information about it, but I was a bit surprised to find real autographs inside the album, especially inside an album that was sealed, factory sealed. Yeah, it's a great album. Black Bear Smoke, very popular here in Sweden, and so it's not that surprising to find it in the Swedish stores, and well worth checking out. Okay, I'm going to rest my voice now. Thanks for showing interest and for watching, and have a great day, and goodbye.